Good afternoon. This is Micah Mitchell with Madison County Weather Updates. Doing a second shot at this video. I did a video this morning, and for some reason, the microphone had been shut off in the settings, and the screen recorder that I was using. So I want to do take two here this afternoon. We're getting close to 2:30. I'll try not to be too sloppy with this. I'm having to try to cram this in on my lunchtime since the morning video didn't work. As always, thank you to our sponsors, our Patreon patrons, which I need to add some people to this, and our subscribers and routine donors. I've actually lost a couple of these. So if you don't donate or you don't support the page financially, I know some people can't, but you can go to madcoweather.com and literally do $1 a month. I have, I think, 3 people who do that. As many people as follow this page, that would add up really fast and really be helpful. So there's a dollar limit on madcoweather.com. So anything you can do to support this page. One of the big issues I have right now is this computer it's 8 years old. It's getting really slow. It's starting to have some issues. And if this computer goes kaput, then I'm done with the page for a while until I can replace that. So pardon me for clearing my throat there. So I've got to get a new computer to be able to do better things with this page and to even keep it going. So if you can support this page at all the means that are listed on the pinned post on Twitter and Facebook, or through the Patreon or through the website. Taking a look at today, we're into the afternoon now. So the temperature right now, as of when I started this video, is 68 degrees here in Anderson. So pretty much on point. In town may hit around 70 degrees this afternoon, which would be about average. We dropped to the lower 40s this morning, which is well below the 50-degree average. Tomorrow morning, we're going to be much cooler than average, and I'll address that here in a couple minutes with some data. Our record for today is 92 degrees, set in 1953. 1953 turns up a lot in our records for our record warm temperatures. Our record low on this date in 1974, we dropped to 27 degrees. The latest we've ever had 90 degrees here in Anderson was October 8th of 2007. And I believe the coldest we've ever had in October was October 31st of 1887, I want to say, where the temperature dropped to 15 degrees. Here's just kind of look around the state, and you can see it's cooler to the northeast and east, warmer as we go to the southwest. One of the things I'm going to address here in a minute for the overnight is the winds are not quite as strong this afternoon as what it appeared they might be, and that might lend itself to helping us cool down more tomorrow morning if that holds, and it might also lay the groundwork for frost and for some patchy dense fog, especially farther north. So we'll take a look at those things right now. Here's a look at the HRRR. It's a 12Z HRRR. I'm just using this so I can more easily toggle between model runs. This is for 8 o'clock in the morning, and it's got the county pretty much anywhere from 34 to 37 degrees. Sorry, I've got a frog in my throat. And again, my forecast low was 34 degrees, give or take a couple of degrees on my forecast because of the way the county is laid out so long from south to north, and that's the way the temperature gradients usually are. So at any rate, it's kind of in line. We'll take a look though here at the NAM Nest. The data varies widely on what's going to happen just tomorrow. Here's the NAM 3K 12Z version of it, and it's got lows across Madison County anywhere from 32 down to as cold as 27. So, and really in some of the low-lying areas, more sheltered areas, I couldn't totally rule that out. I think that's too cold, but I would not rule it out at all for some people to drop to the 20s tomorrow if the breeze lays down to just above calm, where it kind of moves, the cold air can sink closer to the surface, and then just enough of a breeze to kind of move that. That helps with fog, it helps with frost, and it helps the temperatures get colder. Once the breeze picks up enough, it kind of disperses all of that, and it helps keep us warmer and makes frost and fog less likely. So we'll just have to see how it plays out in the morning. Again, as of this afternoon so far, the breeze is lighter than what we expected. And we'll take a look here at the high-res Canadian. It's also in that probably 32 to 35 degree range. It kind of, my thought was 33 to 36. So, it's kind of in that same range. But then we take a look at the GFS for tomorrow morning, and it is up in the upper 30s. And the European, the 0Z European also was as well. So the two global models, the lower resolution models, are warmer. They have a little more of a breeze. And so again, that just kind of shows one, the discrepancy in the models. There's a 10 to 12 degree discrepancy in the model data. And there's also discrepancy in the amount of breeze that we're going to have. And that's going to, again, affect our temperatures. So again, I would plan on, if you got any tender plants overnight, they should be covered up just in case. Looking farther into the future here, we'll get up here to Saturday morning. So the GFS is, got us around 33 degrees. I believe my forecast low was 32 or 33 degrees for both Saturday morning and Sunday morning. GFS is right there. The European was warmer. I'll show you that here in a minute, but I'm going to have to change the run in order to do it. But so the GFS is in the lower 30s, kind of where I am. The Canadian, also lower 30s. And but you can see it's creeping some 20s down in the freeze line right around the county. So, but it's got a little bit of a fetch off of the lake, a little bit of warm air coming off the lake. Wherever that little finger is, it'll be warmer. Other than that, again, I would not rule out some upper 20s Saturday morning and maybe again on Sunday morning. We'll go ahead and bump the Canadian, since we're on it, on up to Sunday morning. And we can see here that Sunday morning it's in the mid to upper 20s. So, and the GFS for Sunday morning is in the mid to upper 30s. And the European was doing something very similar. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Euro. And then I'll stop running my mouth here in a second. Let's go back to the 12Z of, the 0Z actually. Maybe. This is one of the issues I'm having. This computer does not pick up. So just trust me, the European was warmer on Sunday morning than what the GFS is. And there it is. It's in the mid to upper 30s on Sunday morning. And then on Saturday morning, it's, upper 30s to around 40. So the global models in general are cold on Sunday, but the European on Saturday and Sunday, European not so much. So now there's still discrepancy there. And we'll hone that in as it gets closer. I'm really kind of battling this afternoon. I'm sorry, I'm in a rush. I'm on my lunch right now, and it's about over. One last thing here. We'll take a look at the Bering Sea, and you see a big nasty low that just crashed through the Aleutian Islands. The equation to Indiana is roughly in this area. The Bering Sea, the correlation between the Bering Sea and here has sped up. Most of the summer has been running around 21 days. Now it's up to about 17 days. So these systems are getting through a little quicker. Right before this low came through late last week, there was a pretty good ridge of high pressure that was sitting over this. So that would correspond to some warmth, a pretty good warm stretch, maybe October 15 to 17, somewhere around that. And then by the time we're hitting the 18th, 19th, and 20th, this big front is coming through with some reinforcing cold. That kind of up and down pattern is going to continue. I kind of wonder if the pace picking up a little bit might start pointing toward maybe we start getting a little more active with some precipitation. We'll just have to wait and see. We've been dry for a long time. That will break at some point. But just know right now we're expecting cold in the morning, pretty mild most of the week, cold Saturday and Sunday morning, and pretty chilly during those days with highs in the 50s to maybe lower 60s, but probably in the 50s. And then we'll rebound to the 70s next week. Then there's another strong cold front, and then we'll rebound. If we're going to hit 80 degrees again, it's probably going to happen somewhere in the October, say 14th to 17th time frame, just to give a little leeway. and that's a big if, but if it's going to happen, that's probably when it will. So, and I've taken up enough of your time. This is Michael Mitchell with Madison County Weather Updates. Thank you.